So pretty much every time I walk out of the house, I do fear that I'm putting my health at risk. And I don't really have that much friends and family in this area. So that is kind of my fear that, this could end up leaving me homeless. How did, less than 30 days turn into this?
As the world grinds to a halt in efforts to prevent the spread of the deadly coronavirus, my newspaper set out to discover how it's upending lives across the region. I wanted to find out how all of you were feeling and how you were coping. And I wanted to do it all without ever having to come into contact with you, as a way to help prevent the spread of the virus. Here's what I came up with: the COVID-Diaries. It's a series of interviews, all conducted over video chat, that take the temperature of a community in a time of dramatic upheaval.
So tell me, like, most recently what you've done for work and when that came to an end.
Well, I want to say like beginning of February, I was diagnosed with a leak in my spine. So I actually had to leave work for about 2.5 weeks. So I used all my vacation, all my sick time on that situation. And then a little bit after that is when I started to notice that our business was dropping and that like people were actually starting to panic. And shortly after that, within days of this kind of hitting San Diego, we instantly shut down. So between like being out of work, coming back and realizing within a month that I'm not going to be at work was kind of alarming.
Yeah. And so what are you doing now? What's going on in your life?
Well, I currently had a lease that was supposed to be ending at the end of April, but because of obviously income and other reasons, and because I am in a roommate situation, I'm not technically protected with a lot of those laws out there because I don't live in an apartment or have a mortgage. So I'm now facing the issue of trying to find a place to live while not having work.
So tell me what that apartment search has been like so far, where you've been looking, what the reactions of the people showing the places have been to the situation.
Well, for me, it's kind of frustrating because it's like I feel like every time I leave my house, I'm actually risking myself because I'm at such high risk considering I got surgery less than 60 days ago. So, pretty much every time I walk out of the house, I do fear that I'm putting my health at risk. And because not a lot of apartments are showing places and not much is available right now, I'm just driving from city to city like passing by apartments and having to call them over the phone and find something that's in my budget as well, which can become very discouraging.
What happens if you don't find a place within the next 30 days?
I don't really have that much friends and family in this area, so that is kind of my fear that this could end up leaving me homeless. And that's something any mid-20s don't want to face. And I know a lot of people are kind of in the same boat as me right now, where it's like we don't really have that many options or outlets if we don't have friends or family. So we are kind of forced to like put ourselves out there and do everything we possibly can while also fearing what's going on in the world right now.
What's like the feeling that all of this is creating for you?
Straight fear. I normally try to be a positive person, but having to wake up every single day and deal with just the overall anxiety, it's one thing to wake up every morning and panic about what's happening in the world, but to also add, your shelter and your knowing, if you're going to have a job, a home, it kind of makes you feel very lost. And some people have the opportunity to, stay in their homes and relax and find themselves and, do hobbies. But there's also people out there that are faced with waking up every morning, not knowing what's going to go on in their life, which is, I can't even explain the fear that it puts in you.
Is there anything that's making you hopeful right now?
Not a lot. I just kind of can't lose hope, I guess. And I have to try to wake up every single day and hope that something good is going to happen because there's no positive that comes out of giving up. It's hard to not break down, and I have to try to keep like a happy face and a positive face because I know the second I do break down is when I don't know if I'll be able to get back up to that point where I will be determined enough or looking and checking every single day for things, because I'll just get frustrated. I know that there's a lot of discussions around what people are dealing with when it comes to like evictions or stuff like that, but they don't really express what's going on with people in the world that aren't covered by, like roommate situations, or having to move out of their college dorms and maybe not having that friend or family that can take them in. And it's hard because like right now I feel very alone because I don't have anyone that I can talk to that's in my situation. And it is a really, really hard thing. So I think my biggest thing is I just wanted to get my story out there so people that were in my same boat maybe don't feel as alone, because it's one thing to fear about, what's going on in the world, but it's another thing to fear about where you're going to be going next.